70 in the air, plus 40 on the ground. Josh got 5, and it's Patrick, Joe, and Russ with
Check out Joe
3.
Montana with 3 games.
I didn't realize he could move
rushing.
like that.
Scoot!
What did Josh prove in this game?
I'll get to Josh in a second, but first, again, we wave pom-poms for no one on this show, and I'm a big fan, obviously, of reminding America about the Arrowhead Invitational.
Of course.
And the Arrowhead Invitational, we're, one more practice for the Chiefs away from having 6 of the last 7. But it's not 6 or 7 in a row. So shout out to Bills Mafia and the people of Western New York for winning the 5th straight Highmark Invitational.
Oh, the first
I mean, that wild card game in Western New York against a team that shouldn't be in the playoffs. You set your calendars to the second Saturday or Sunday in January, and you're going to get to see a light show. But here's to me what he did prove. That he should be the guy who wins MVP. So,
wow.
Brew was not here Friday. Friday there was big, when Lamar got first team All-Pro and the Vegas odds shift entirely. And now Vegas All-Pro voters,
he's gonna win.
right? Right now he is the favorite. And I watched these games this weekend, and I watched the Bills' offense seem pretty unstoppable against an elite defense, by any metric really, scoring, all of that. And I was like, man, it all centers around what this guy does. And when the game was in the balance, you're mentioning the fake punt, the Bills were only up 6, and they went for a 4th down. Mm-hmm. It was a gutsy play. They put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, and this is a vintage Josh Allen play, if we can show it.
Wild.
And this ended the game. And it was also, an amazing play by Ty, maybe a little lucky to keep his feet up, but whatever it is. And so he, to me, is the scariest running quarterback in the league on scrambles. He is the most devastating non-Mahomes force in the league when it's a gotta have it of 4 or less yards, because it's like, man, if he runs, he's going to get it. If he doesn't run, it's because someone's wide open. And I watched the Ravens game and I watched the Bills game, and I said, okay, yeah, the Ravens do have more A-level players. But I think the Bills are better. And I think that, but even if we set that discussion aside, I think he proved he is the engine of, to me, the second scariest team in the league, and it's because of what he can do.
The second scariest team. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. Okay? Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. It's amazing that such basic and obvious and simple statements are so controversial. He is the most dangerous player in the history of the NFL. I'm just going to go out and say it. Because he can do it with his quickness. He can do it with his physicality and power. And he can do it with his arm and his decision making. The biggest thing that Patrick Mahomes had over Josh Allen earlier on in his career was decision making. And that's because, again, Andy Reid deserves a lot of credit for that. And Patrick Mahomes. But also having Andy Reid there to help him. Patrick Mahomes was a lot more reckless until Andy Reid. And Josh Allen now has really elevated his decision making. And that's really the final check for Josh Allen's special. So what did Josh Allen prove? Nothing that you shouldn't have already known. Because I agree, beating the Denver Broncos, first round wild card, it doesn't matter that much because you are an all-time great. And I just made the video about this talking about Baltimore Ravens. Like these are all-time special, all-time greats. It's very possible. If we just get rid of all of the achievements, Super Bowls, all of that, and we're just talking strictly on greatness, strictly on talent, how amazing are these players at football? It's very quite possible that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes, in no order, are just the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen in the history of the game. I mean, that's very real. Put it this way, if Tom Brady didn't win 7 Super Bowls, and which could have been possible, the Eagles could have won that first time against the Patriots. The interception from Seattle, right? The Falcons could have just not allowed to come. Like, it's very possible that Tom Brady just ended up winning like a couple Super Bowls. And it still wouldn't have changed how great Tom Brady is. But I'm pretty confident we would be saying Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. We've become a culture where we are obsessed with rings, and that's it. It's just the rings. You either got them or you don't. That's fine. It's not the way how I view the NFL. At that point, Eli Manning is better than Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I don't know who in their right mind believes that to be the reality. It's just obviously not. It's obviously not true. But that all aside, you are evaluated and perceived based on what you do in these further rounds. It's how does Josh Allen play against the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's just the reality of it. So no, you don't prove anything beating the Broncos 31-7, because if you needed proof of anything in this game, then you're not using your eyes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This game should have showed you exactly nothing. The one thing that I think it could have showed you is their experience now. That's the one thing that you can show, that you can say they have experience now. They've been there before, and they're playing like they've been there before. That's why they're not doing victory laps. It's not why they're not celebrating. Because they know, okay, we've done this before. We've done this many times. Josh Allen is the best, quarterback in the wild card with the best touchdown to interception ratio in all of the playoffs. Like, we know all that. Like, if you still need proof of that, again, I don't know what to tell you. What was awesome with this Buffalo Bills team was that, I like I told you guys in my previous videos last week leading up to this game, that Josh Allen has had to be the leading rusher in 7 of the last 10 playoff games. And this game, he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be. And that's awesome. And lo and behold, you get to win significantly easier. It's a lot more convincing. But again, the Bills, I said this in my Ravens video, like, it's a lose-lose situation for Lamar and Josh Allen going into this game, because you're playing the team. It's not quarterback v. quarterback here. That's not what this is. And so if Josh Allen beats the Ravens, it's, yeah, that's fine. But, can he beat the Kansas City Chiefs? Can he beat Patrick Mahomes? Like, he won't get any flowers. And if he loses, he lost to Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, who are a dominant team right now. Their offense is dominant. Make no mistake, they rushed for 300 yards. That's not going to be an easy win. That's not going to be an easy game. And so if they lose, it's like, Josh Allen, he's not good enough. Oh, he could win the wild card round, but can't beat the Ravens. And it's like, this is a brutal game to play. This is a brutal game for both these teams. So it's a lose-lose in terms of perspective. So the conversations are going to be fascinating. And I this week, I know it's going to be so much. Who's better, Josh Allen, Lamar? In this moment, I'm saying I'm not even engaging in that, but I know that's going to be the content, so I'm going to be forced to it. And I don't want to, honestly, but I know I have to, because it just is what it is. And I'm grateful to be able to have the conversation. I'm grateful for the opportunity, but it's just like, it forces people to rip the other quarterback. And these quarterbacks are amazing and special. And it's unnecessary. And I think it's relevant to do when I think someone is being overly inflated or undervalued. Then it's okay to try to bring the one guy down and elevate the other. But in these situations, I would say that both these quarterbacks have been pretty much treated identically, Lamar and Josh Allen. And yeah, the conversations are just, they're going to be interesting. But yeah, this was a great game. It was a very straightforward game. 20 for 26, 272 yards. Trying to think. 2 for 2 on fourth, 8 for 14 on third. They rushed for 200 yards themselves, right? Over 40 minutes time of possession. They were only 1 for 5 in the red zone. That's like the one X on this game. And the fact that the score was 10-7 going into the second half, and it easily could have been 10-10. It should have been 10-10, quite frankly. But obviously, this was just a very well-composed, very straightforward victory for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And now it's on to next week, man. And again, that's who the Bills are at this point. It's just like, you don't get to celebrate and marinate. Like, the Commanders won their first playoff game in for the first time in like 20 years, and that fan base is just over the moon, and rightfully so, and they should enjoy every single moment of it and celebrate and drop the confetti and, you know, go out and, you know, do whatever. That's not who the Bills are at this point, right? That's not who Josh Allen is. You're not going to really celebrate and act like you just won the Super Bowl. You're not going to drop a banner, and that's why Nick is doing it, you know, sarcastically. So we will see. We will see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the, Buffalo Bills win over the Broncos? And do you think Josh Allen proved anything? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.